Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. This game was donated by Card, and when people donate games, I try to follow through with their requests to the best of my abilities, and that is why we have Missed Along.
Hi everyone!
So we have a bunch of supports here, and I'm curious about this Ingrid and Dorothea B rank, so I'm going to do that first.
Why are you sighing at me like that? Is my face really so hopeless?
Ingrid, I'm trying to think of something polite to say right now. It's as if you have no experience dressing elegantly. At all.
I mean, I don't. Dorothea, I appreciate you taking the time, but yes, you do have your work cut out for you.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be so hard on you. I was just surprised, is all. A gal like you, you're a beautiful young noblewoman who somehow has no experience with either makeup or fashion. This is basic stuff, Ingrid. The basics of the basics, really. But it's like you've never even tried.
I was just never interested before. Even as a child, it never appealed to me. Fussy things always felt unnecessary. And gussing myself up to attract someone has never played an important part in my pursuits as a knight. But you've piqued my interest in all this.
How?
It's not like I'd be dressing myself up just to attract someone. I'd be dressing up for the occasion, specifically. Even if I don't dress up any other time, a special occasion such as this is a good reason to try it out.
Well, yeah. That's why we dress up when we go out. You might meet someone, and you want to look your best, don't you? Get their attention, lure them in.
That's the exact opposite of what I just said. You said previously that dressing up for the occasion is reason enough.
Oh, I just said that so you wouldn't run off screaming.
I see.
My real point is that you're quite lovely even before getting all fixed up. Absolutely bewitching, in fact. So when I'm finished with you, well, someone looking at you could be forgiven for wanting to pounce.
Could they be? I don't know that I'd forgive them.
Oh, I know. That's why just before I lunge, I'm gonna ask permission.
Permission is not granted. Ever. Just back off.
Poor Ingrid. I shipped them so hard, though. Let's see, we got Ingrid and Dedu. I don't think I've seen this one yet.
Dedu, saving the day again?
Apologies.
I'm the one who owes you an apology.
I've seen quite a few supports as I've been watching Nico's playthrough.
If I keep being so
I don't think I've seen this one yet.
I seem ungrateful.
No matter.
But
I'm accustomed to it.
I'm sorry, Dedu.
Why?
Because the way I speak to you is unnecessarily harsh. The truth of it is, I lost someone very dear to me in Dusker. The punishment came swift to your people, and when I heard of the slaughters, well, I thought it was a punishment well earned. I thought the people cruel and heartless, deserving of the tragedy that ultimately befell them. But you,
Kitties.
you're
Kitties.
different. You seem nothing like the
So
people
silly,
you speak.
so rambunctious, so adorable.
So why not speak back against how I and
Right.
so many others feel? Why not question this unfair prejudice and tell me I haven't the right to hold a grudge against you? If you just speak to me, if you tell me the truth about all of this.
I do not know the truth of it myself. His Highness says the tragedy was not the fault of my people. But just like anywhere, there were many different people in Dusker. Some very good, and others very bad. It is not unimaginable that some may have conspired to take part in that wickedness. Perhaps we are merely victims. Or perhaps we are regicidal monsters.
So one thing I've noticed, especially watching Nico's playthrough, and Nico pointed out, is that, like, one of the things that I always assumed was, you know, that the whole Dusker Fargus thing was like, yeah, Dusker killed the king and therefore Fargus retaliated, but
But Dusker didn't.
yeah, from what I've been noticing, there's a lot of, like, question, actually. Like, I thought it was very finite that, yeah, it was Dusker that did it, but watching some of the supports on Nika's that I haven't seen on here, I'm noticing that there's a lot of actual question about whether it was Dusker that did it, or whether they were the fallback or whatever, the scapegoat. That's what I'm looking for.
The people I hate are the ones who are responsible
So-
for the mess. You just got caught up in all of it.
I'm wondering if all of this has to do with the Flame Emperor. Like, who knows how long he's been doing whatever it is that he's been doing for.
You've saved me countless times.
So,
Who knows indeed?
I am sorry for how I've treated you. Truly.
If you think of me as your ally, that will suffice. For me,
it also makes me wonder who the heck the Flame Emperor is, because, like, there's a lot of mystery going on here. So,
Yep. Wonder indeed.
Sorry, I need to hide in here just for a while. I'll have you know this is all your fault.
oh no.
It's a girl from the academy.
I'm sorry. It's a what?
This is all because
Right?
of your insistence that I go and ask a girl out.
You didn't give her a dagger, did you? Is that why you're here? Does she have a dagger, Dimitri?
Look, you kept true to your promise to improve your behavior. So I felt it was only right to make good on my side of the bargain too.
You invited a girl to dinner, and now she's chasing you around. What's the big deal? Unless... Did you use one of my pickup lines? Those words are dangerous in the wrong
For Dimitri.
With me, people know a line's a line and I'm joking. But you... Nobody's ever accused you of being funny.
I clearly underestimated the difficulty of the task. But what do I do now?
Relax, Your Highness. Relax. I'll sort this whole thing out real easy. All we have to do is figure out how to make this girl lose interest in you. And making girls lose interest is what I'm best at. You just wait right there, and I'll fix everything.
It was
Oh,
my
no.
naivete that brought this about. I cannot place this immense burden on your shoulders.
This
Why
is
am
my
I
job,
concerned?
teacher. You need a professional. Trying to do
Because
everything
it's
yourself has
Sylvain
never served you
and
so well.
Dimitri.
Just
Right.
leave this to the master. Even the dagger incident could have been avoided if you had just talked with me beforehand.
There was
Dagger
time for
incident. I want to know more about the dagger incident.
for departure.
You'll learn more.
Whatever
You'll
you say,
learn more.
the point is, you need to learn to rely on
Oh boy, you'll learn more.
For now, I got this. And if I ever need help with something you know how to help with, then maybe you can do the same for me.
Sylvain. Very well. When that time comes, I promise to help you as best I can. The Knight of Fargus never goes back on his word. Isn't that right? You're a good man, Sylvain. I'm sorry to do this to you. Best of luck.
Please, Your Highness. I've spent years honing my skills for just this situation. Watch and learn.
Ay, ay, ay. Yay, support level B. Alright, well, that's currently all the supports. We still have a ridiculous amount of locked supports because story progression. Like, it really annoys me that I've got Mercy, Annie, Dorothea, and Leonie here that all have supports, but they're all story locked.
I'm pretty sure some of them are going to unlock here with Ramire Village.
Okay. I'm also trying to think of what we should do here today, because I don't remember what we even did last week. Oh, we did a battle last week.
It has been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we last recorded, but it does look like it was, because it says here at the top that we did a battle here and an explore here, so that probably means everybody's out of motivation, so it probably wouldn't hurt to do an explore to get some motivation up. So, we do have a couple of quest battles, but that's alright. The main thing is getting some motivation for people. Something that I should have realized, but I hadn't realized until I started watching Nico's Let's Play, is that if I want two people to gain support with each other, I should be using the, like, eating with them for that. Like, I knew that them eating together built support with them, but I never really thought about it because I always use it for me. So I hadn't fully grasped the idea that if I wanted two people to get support with each other, I should be having them eat together. So that said, I would like to push up some supports. I'm actually really the only one. Anna enjoys this one as I have that, and this one nobody enjoys. There's that. I did want to, 'cause Flane actually does have full support already. But I can, oh yeah, I have B+ with Dorothea, B+ with Annie. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, really? I didn't realize I had B with Dimitri. I don't remember getting that. Okay, I definitely want to get that. So, what I want to do is... let's see. My house is always listed first, and then everybody else that I've recruited and such after that. These two. There we go. Because despite the fact that they're so close with each other, I actually don't have a lot of support between them yet.
The dude's face means he thinks the food is pretty tasty.
I don't even think we've seen their, like, unique dialogue there before either. So... and yeah, that got us out. They were actually already C rank, so now they're B rank. Awesome.
He's always with that man from Dusker. How strange.
I don't know that I've seen this during Nico's playthrough.
Scoundrels from Dusker operate.
What a pleasant conversation you seem to be having. May I join? Please, continue.
Oh, Your Highness. I was just...
I said continue.
I'm sorry, Your Highness.
Such foolishness runs rampant. I fear it is the reality of Fargus for now.
It must appear strange to them, to see me always in your company.
Does it bother you to do?
Of course not. However...
Let me guess. You take exception to the gossip that you use dirty tricks to obtain your position. Is that it?
That does perturb me, but not for my own sake. I am concerned about your Highness's reputation.
We're not talking about my feelings, but yours. As far as I'm concerned, those fools can talk nonsense until their tongues fall out.
I am afraid
Rip.
I cannot agree. But if you were not concerned for your honor in this instance, then why did you intervene?
Because it is my duty to do so. The day my father was killed, I saw the swine who did it. They were not of Dusker.
Okay.
I saw that, knew it beyond a doubt, and yet I was unable to prevent the massacre that followed. Nor could I clear away the dishonor of regicide that has unjustly clung to you and your people. I will not rest until I make up for that. I owe you, just as I owe the spirits of those I let die.
I do consider Fargus to be abhorrent, but you are an exception. You offered me your hand, and pulled me out from an abyss of suffering and death. risked your life to save a foreigner you had never met. The moment you extended your hand, I decided that only for your sake would I live the remainder of my life, and I would cast it aside in an instant if my death were to your benefit. For that reason, I cannot consider myself your friend. There are still many in the kingdom who despise the people of Duscur. It would be selfish of me to stand by your side as an equal.
To do.
Your Highness?
Do you really believe I care one bit about the chatter of the ignorant?
Of course not. Please forgive my impudence.
I understand the intention of your words. Still, they grieve me. If you wish it so, you may continue to think of yourself as my vassal. I clearly cannot stop you. We need not be anything more or anything less. If that is what you wish to do, so be it.
Your Highness.
The plot, as they say, thickens.
That it does.
So much, like, I have, like, I've been thinking and thinking as I've been, like, uploading the videos and everything, looking at the story again, especially playing through the Black Eagle side, and I'm going, there's so many, whoa, voice crack, there's so many things that just, they don't add up, you know? Like, there's things that just don't add up, and I'm starting to realize that there's something going on behind the scenes that I just am not grasping, you know? And it's like, okay, you know, I want to figure it out and understand exactly what it is that's going on. Also, I noticed via Nico's playthrough that if you hit the X button, you can see like support ranks with people. And that was not something I realized before. So, like if I want to level support with like Marianne and Ash here because they can get support, I can put them together. So
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
Ash's motivation went up significantly. And the bond with Marianne. Alright. I do want to do a... Well, no, I guess I can do something here. It's just a matter of figuring out... Oh, yeah. I can do Bernie and Dorothea. I didn't even think about that. They are in the same house, after all.
Ooh, this is my... I think I like this, but...
So there's that. So that helps. Yay, sports. Ash and myself. Okay, B rank with Ash. So let's do a quick fast travel so that we can unlock that. And then let's head over. Oh, of course, it's always in this area. Nico was complaining about this too, where like, it seems like you do, you know, you get a support and they're always in this area. As like, yeah, I see that. Oh, wait, Marianne?
I ask for guidance.
Okay, I did not expect Marianne. I thought that was Ash. Okay.
Professor, I suppose you came by to pray too?
That's right.
I see.
How interesting.
That's why I'm here too.
That must mean I'm C with Marianne now. What were you praying for?
Oh, nothing specific. I only call upon the goddess to give thanks. Or perhaps to ask for protection. Anyhow, I should be on my way.
Do you have a moment to chat?
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say. I'm not very good at talking to people. The truth is, I didn't interact with people too often before I came here.
Why is that?
Oh, no particular reason. I'm simply not very good at it.
That's just how I am.
I'm getting a lot of really, like, I mentioned before that, you know, I look at her and I see she has, like, tired eyes and things. I'm getting this, like, heavy sort of depression vibe off of her, and that makes me sad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't waste your time worrying about me. Please, just ignore me. I, have to be going now. Goodbye, Professor.
And there she goes. That's like, I've been playing Stardew Valley, and I have some mods. And it adds this one character, Sophia, in. You know, one of the mods adds Sophia in, and like, I keep, like, I've been building my relationship up with Sophia, and I keep saying in the episodes that I'm recording of it, going, I want to know more about her and her story, because she also has that, like, sad kind of, like, depression thing going on, and I really want to know more about her. And, like, I don't know, while not really anybody in the Golden Deer has really, like, sparked my interest all that much, Marianne and Leonie did. I know that, you know, one of the things in Nico's playthrough, people were telling him, you know, don't write off characters before you get to know them. And I can see that as I've been playing Black Eagles, for instance. Like, I never would have really had any interest in Linhart or, what is it, Ferdinand? The noble guy, you know, the noble in that one that's all like, I am nobility and yada yada.
Ferdinand.
You know. Yeah, I was thinking it was Ferdinand.
I went after it.
Ferdinand. But he escaped. Like, I never really had interest in them before, but I have as I've been playing Black Eagles. And, like, it's not, you know, it's not that I'm writing them off, it's just more like, you know, that there is only, like, so many people I can interact with in this game. So it's kind of that, like, first impressions is really gonna get me, you know, at first here, you know. So it's a matter of, like, I need to get, you know, if I were to do a Golden Deer run, you know, I'd obviously build up all the gold deer and everything. But as it stands, I don't know that I'm going to be doing the Golden Deer. Aside from the characters, from what I've heard, like, while there are 4 paths to the game, because there's the 3 houses, and then I guess there's, like, an alternate secret, like, 4th path. Like, the 3 houses themselves all have basically the same story. It's only, like, that alternate path that leads to, like, a differing ending. And apparently that's, like, you have to go on Black Eagles to do that. That's why I decided to start playing a Black Eagles run. So, I didn't look old enough to have children. Also, I have seen this one from Nico, so that's kind of why maybe I'm not paying the most attention to this, if it feels like I'm talking a lot and not really, you know, like, you know, advancing the text without stopping for a moment to read. It's because I've seen this one on Nico's playthrough, so.
There was a time when I wasn't so different from him.
You were a thief? I mean, like, you know, Ash is it. The thing about this support is, like, Ash is sitting here saying, you know, I was a thief and all this. I kind of always figured he must have had thief background, considering that his natural ability is lockpicking, you know? So, like, it's not that sudden, like, it's not a big revelation to me that he had thief background. but I do know, the story here does hit me because it's like, oh hey, we actually find out why he had thief background and stuff like that. And like that's the other thing I have to say about this game is that while I don't necessarily know, can't imagine what that must have been like. While I don't know that the gameplay itself is the most engaging because, for one half of the game you're just running around the monastery, for the other half of the game you're doing battles. You're not going out places and adventuring and things. The story, the characters are absolutely fantastic, and I love every bit of this whole gaining support with each other and building relationship and learning their histories and things like that. So, go on.
You probably see where this is going. Moments after I grabbed the book, I was attacked by the noble.
And I guess that's one of the reasons I think I like Majora's Mask so much, is because all the Zelda games always focus on the story of the adventure, but Majora's Mask focused on the story of the characters more. And I like that this game seems to focus a lot on the story of the characters,
Personally. So, with the thief I caught in town, I was trying to do the same thing. To be like
Lenato. Yeah, Lenato just saved him from his life of poverty. I thought that was cool though, was here he comes in, he's the thief, he goes to steal from a noble, and, a noble would usually see the person and have their head off or something, but this noble just takes a look at him and goes, hey, you're my kid now. You sure you did the right thing? It's it shows that Lenato really did care, really was a good father figure. And it really makes you wonder what must have happened to turn him into that, the person that we fought,
What else could I have done?
Clearly something in all this doesn't add up, Lenato was too nice of a person. There's no way he would have just suddenly become, this guy that was against everything and things like that. There's got to be some reason why he was so against the church. Just just because it couldn't even just be that, his brother or whatever got executed by the church? Son. It can't even be just that, because if it had been that would have been, he would have done that at that point, but the fact that he raised Ash after his son passed away, was executed, by the church, something else happened, And
remember the note that was found on his body?
Yeah.
He was acting on orders to attempt to assassinate Rhea.
Right, yeah. I know that much, too, so it's, like I said, it's clear that, something is all connected, and some will, the Flame Emperor is obviously, the one, orchestrating all this. The real question is the Flame Emperor the one orchestrating all of this? Or is it one of those things where the Flame Emperor is the first villain we've seen? So is he the one orchestrating everything? Or is it going to be a typical RPG where you think it's the one person, but there's actually somebody higher up that's been manipulating them, And that starts calling into question some things that I mentioned earlier on in this playthrough about Nemesis and Saros and the whole battle between them and, like...
Blake says hi, everyone.
Like, you know, I don't know what's going on, but something tells me, you know, that they wouldn't have shown that cutscene of Saros and Nemesis fighting if it didn't have some effect on what was going on in the game, you know? So, there's some connection between Saros and Nemesis and their fights and things like that that are somehow connected to what's going on now. And it really makes me curious. What exactly could possibly be actually going on here in this game? You know what? Lysithea is another character I've actually kind of thought about. Ooh, Annie can get support with Lysithea. Alright.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away. Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
That's motivation went up. Bond between the three of them went up. And that looks like I gained support with Lysithea? Yes! Ow, that was fast. Didn't expect to just instantly get support with Lysithea there. Oh my god, cat. Yes, we know you're there. We really do. The other cats do too.
Honestly.
Blake says all my attention should be on him and him alone.
Yeah, that's normal for a cat.
I'm not scared. Ghost!
He's my cuddle boy.
Hang on. Professor? Is that you? Oh, well, good evening.
What are you doing?
Oh, I left something in the dining hall, so I'm on my way to fetch it. But you don't need to come with me or anything like that. I'm fine on my own. Really.
I wasn't planning on it.
You weren't? Oh, apologies for making an assumption. The truth is, everyone I come across asks if I'd like some company. They all seem to think I'll be scared wandering alone at night. So rude and presumptuous, you know? I'm perfectly capable of being on my own.
Of course. Good evening, then.
Hey, Professor, wait! Well, I thought it might be nice to walk and talk together to the dining hall. Shall we? To be abundantly clear, it has nothing to do with my non-existence.
It's a fear of ghosts. Of course it doesn't. I'd be happy to.
Oh, you must be bored. Fantastic, then. Do you mind, filling the void with some chatter? Some find silence to be a bit unsettling after all.
What would you have me say?
Okay, I confess. I'm scared of ghosts. The monastery is unnerving to me at night. So, can we talk about something, please? Anything. I've noticed for quite some time now, you treat all your students equally, don't you? You've never treated me differently simply because I'm younger than the others. And I've always appreciated that.
Also, I've not really interacted with you at all, so you're younger.
Isn't it rather obvious? I'm roughly 2 to 3 years younger than the rest of the class. Have you just not been paying close enough attention to those you teach? That's poor form for a professor. Oh, there! I found what I was looking for. Well, I'd better be on my way now. Good night!
And she runs off. Yay! Support rank C. Alright. Okay, I've got 3 points left. let's do some training. Also, one thing I didn't realize is how important authority is as a stat. Like, I'm glad I've been watching Nico's playthrough because it's actually taught me things that I had no clue about, despite being this far into the game. You know, just about like the mechanics of the game, rather. And I'm just like, okay, like this is not something I knew anything about or expected or... Yay! So much to learn. Like, for example, like, you know, you get abilities and things as you go along, but I didn't realize that you were locked to only 5 of them. And so, like, if you want other abilities, like, you have to come over here and actually grab them. That was not something I realized. So, like, I've not realized that I had, like, all these other skills. I just thought that I had them. And so it's like, oh, hey, I have more skills than I realized I had. That's kind of important, you know? Hit an evasion when using a sword. Model leader, doubles experience battalions. So attacks first, the battalion's endurance is less, greater than or equal to 1/3. Interesting. Battalion advantage. See, that, like, that's another thing right there, is that, like, oh, hey, there's that, you know? For example, like, I don't even brawl, so I don't really need brawling prowess. Like, I can trade that for, like, axe breaker. So that when I'm fighting someone with an axe, I can actually utilize that. So, sword prowess, I definitely want that. I'm not even sure if I want the extra HP. I'm thinking some of these might be better, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Like, the white magic avoidance looks pretty good, plus 20 evasion when using white magic. The battalion advantage also seems really good, because that lets me, like, go first. I think I'm going to do that over the HP. And, like, every character has this, basically. And again, it's something I just didn't realize that there was, like, a thing for. So, I probably want to go through here and start, like, equipping some of these. You know, increase dex. That said, we have gone on now for almost 40 minutes on this episode. So, it might not be a bad idea to end this episode off here. So I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. For like, here's another one. Like the authority. You know, he doesn't need authority level 1 if he doesn't have a freaking battalion because he gets boosts from not having a battalion. So. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist. That way you can catch up on any episodes that you might have missed. And, we will
have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. See you later.